In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best private server game pass inside of ERLC. As you can see, there are a lot of different game passes to choose from, and when you buy all of them, it can be thousands and thousands of Robux. So most of you probably won't have that, but if you just want to buy a couple to get your server started, I'm going to tell you which ones you should buy, and I'm also just going to go through what each of them do so you can decide if you need that specific pack or not. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoy, or if you find this useful, and let's get straight into it. So yes, as you can see, we have 7 different private server packs that we can buy. The most recent one being the map editor pack, but we'll get to that very shortly. We're going to start off on the right hand side here with the pro server pack. Now, as you can see, this one is 200 Robux, so definitely not the most expensive. I think in fact it's one of the cheapest ones in this video out of all of the packs. And as you can see, it gives you a brief description. A pro server gives you professional features to your server such as custom server icon visible on the public list and a custom invite code. Unfortunately, that's pretty much it. All you get is a custom server icon and a custom invite code. If we go to listed servers, as you can see, this is kind of one of the must-haves. If you click on every single private server, pretty much all of them, in fact I haven't clicked on one yet that doesn't have this pack, pretty much all of them have this pack. As you can see, they all have their picture there, and you can also have a custom invite code. There we go, the first one that doesn't. A custom invite code. So for example, if you have a UK roleplay server, you could do, even though it's already taken, like UKRP as your server code, but do bear in mind that if your code is already taken, you can't have that code. And unfortunately, now there are a lot of private servers in ERLC. Most of the good codes are taken, and it does also say more features to come to this pack soon. However, this pack has been in game for about 3 years now, and it hasn't had a single update, so I would take this with a grain of salt. Right now, not really much to this pack, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to pass on recommending this one. There isn't really much to this pack, so I'm gonna have to give this one a 4 out of 10 in terms of value. You get a code and you get a picture, but that's about it. For 200 Robux, quite expensive. The next one, we'll move on to the Roleplay Pack. Now, as you can see, this allows you to take your server to the next level. It includes custom uniforms, spawn major cores, advanced game restrictions, pit any car, friendly fire, tow any car, and combat mode customization. Now, this is a full list of every single thing that this pack comes with. We have customized fire helmet, which is colors and stuff like that. Arrest civilians, so you can arrest anyone in the server, whether they're a criminal or not. Very good for roleplay. Friendly fire, can you shoot people on the same team? Custom uniforms, the mod help command disabled or enabled. You can ban vehicles, you can ban guns, spawn major callouts. You can edit loads and loads of stuff, even speed limit, street signs, and the actual speed limit on the signs as well as court system, restricted weapon zones, which is pretty cool, and a few other things as well. Now, this one is one of my favorites, and this one comes in at 200 Robux once again. So for the same price as the last one, you get a lot more features. So for the roleplay pack, I'm gonna have to give this one a 9 out of 10 in terms of value. Very good for 200 Robux. You get a lot of useful features, especially if you want a strict server. I would definitely recommend buying this one as one of your first private server packs. It is extremely useful. Next up, we're going to take a look at premium settings game pass. So premium settings give you access to several settings to fully customize your server. Some of these include changing ELS color, editing gun damage, length of day, drone restriction, free campfire settings, and much more. So let's take a look at the premium settings pack. This includes name visibility, police and sheriff light colors, which you can do blue or red, all that kind of stuff. Bear in mind, you can't customize the ELS with this game pass. That is a separate pack, but this one allows you to just change the basic color. We have server group lock, length of day, game restrictions, which is like a placement limit on DOT. So in a normal public server, you can place like 10 cones. If you have this disabled in your private server, you can place like 250 or something crazy like that. So yeah, very useful. We have free cam here, which is also very good if you want pictures and stuff like that. Fire size, which allows you to change how extreme a fire is. For example, a forest fire 1 times would set maybe 5 trees on fire. If it's on 10 times, it would set like 50 trees on fire, as an example. Tier requirement, which is if you want to rank it to like tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, so only people of them tiers can join your server. Usually prevents alt accounts, counts, very good. Some of the stuff as well, like voice chat, player gun damage, vehicle gun damage, which is how much damage a gun will do to a player or a vehicle. 1 times is normal, you can put it on 0.1 if you hardly won't be able to take damage, or 10 times if you want to pretty much one-shot everything. Locations on map, placeable object collisions, whether you can walk through items or not, also very good, and a few other bits at the bottom there. So yeah, that one is also a very, very good pack. So this one comes in at 250 Robux, so it's 50 Robux more than the other packs that we have spoken about. I like this one, I think this one is good, and I do think it's also good value for money for things like free cam and stuff. That does make a difference and is very, very useful when you are trying to promote or advertise your private server, and all the other features as well are obviously very useful. So for this one, I'm gonna have to give this one an 8 out of 10 for premium settings. Also one of the ones I think you should definitely get first of all once you start your private server up. It is one of the useful ones like the Roleplay Pack. And up next we have the Map Editor Pack. Now this comes in at 500 Robux, but let's take a look at what you can do with this pack. So once you've bought this pack, you can go to your server settings, scroll right down to the bottom and use the Map Editor Pack just here. I'm just going to delete all these random layouts that I have here. Now what this is the latest private server pack for ERLC. This was added just a few months ago at the time of recording this video. And I have to say it is one of my favorite updates of 2025. So definitely very, very good. Now what you can do here is you can do many things. So you can create a template or a layout as it's called, and this allows you to place literally whatever you want and as much of it as you want, right? You can place scaffolding down like that. You can place work lights, you can place yield signs, you can place a trash can, you can place a stop sign, a speed bump, road barriers, all of the stuff that you get on teams like the DOT and stuff, you can place them down, but also map items like a stop sign, like scaffolding. You can place down a picnic table. We've got like a metal pallet if you want to do construction role plays. We've got benches, all of the police equipment like evidence markers, even things like bus stops, and most surprising in my opinion is a billboard. Yeah, you can place down a literal billboard, if we can find somewhere to place it, inside of the ERLC map, and it actually displays the private servers that are currently being advertised. So that is very, very awesome. There will be more stuff added to this as time goes on as well, so you know, depending on how long in the future you're watching this video, there'll probably be a lot more features in this pack already. It's also worth noting that in the PLC Discord server there is a map templates channel, and this is where people post their custom made designs. For example, this is some random construction work that someone's built. Up here we have like a random news thing that someone's made outside the police station. I've made a full video going through some of the best templates on here. There is full custom made borders that you can just load straight into your server. People do some crazy things with this Game Pass, and the reason it's so good is you can just copy the code right here, go into your game, input share code, press enter, and load the layout. And that is it. And you can also save your own layout. So this that I've got here, if I wanted to unload it, or if I left the server and I joined back on tomorrow, if instead of rebuilding all that, I can just load it all straight back in. Very useful for borders and car shows, construction role plays, random map extra details, things like that. Very, very useful. 500 Robux is a lot of Robux, I must say, but I think given what you can do with this one, if you have a lot of players, I would recommend this one at a 9 out of 10. If you've just started your server, maybe not, because you won't need to be creating a lot of things, and it's also dependent on what server you have. If you have a border roleplay server, I'd recommend this as a 10 out of 10 because you can save your border and load it in within 5 seconds whenever you join on the game, rather than having to go on DOT and building all yourself custom made every time you join onto the server. So if you have a border roleplay server or a racing server, car show, things like that, 10 out of 10. A normal roleplay server, a 9 out of 10, because you can load things in really easily and do whatever roleplay you want to do. But I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this one, so let me know in the comments. And next up, we have probably one of the most infamous game passes in ERLC. It is the custom livery pack. So it allows you to upload and edit your own designs for emergency vehicles: police, sheriff, FD, and DOT. I'm not sure why it's not included on here, but you can upload all, you can even upload custom image designs for police and sheriff vehicles, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you all know what this does, but is it worth it? Well, I would say yes. I think this is probably the only Game Pass I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10 rating. If we open up the custom livery pack here, we can see we can access every single vehicle. Let's just go with the BKM Munich 2020. As you can see, it adds all of the stuff on it, right? We've got all of the light bars, everything. Don't worry about that. That's just the way it looks. But you can create your own liveries for every single vehicle. If you go to the bulletin board in the Police Roleplay Community Discord, you can access this liveries page, and it takes you to a Google Drive with every single thing. You can also do job vehicles as well. Completely forgot about that. But let's just go with law enforcement, for example, and let's go with cars. Now we can see every single car here. Let's just go with the Ford Mustang or the Falcon Stallion 350. As you can see, we have all of the livery design templates right here, and what you can do is you can copy these, put them into a photo editor of your choice, whatever it may be, and you can just draw your own designs on it. You can then upload it to Roblox and grab the image asset ID code and just type it in here, and that is it. That is your design. And if you're not very good at making your own designs, head over to the ELS Livery Designs channel and you will see liveries that people have uploaded. There are literally thousands of liveries, no matter where you're based. You can see all of these. They look absolutely incredible. No matter what you're looking for, there will be a public one somewhere on here, whether it's UK police, American, New York, California, Australia, Germany, you name it, there will be liveries that you can just use from here. And of course, you can also pay people like professional livery designers. There are lots of groups out there that will design you a completely custom livery if you can't do it yourself, or if someone hasn't made the livery you're looking for. Straight 10 out of 10. Completely changes the roleplay in ERLC. If you have a UK based server and you can actually drive around in UK police cars, incredible. Whereas if you don't have this, you have to drive around in normal River City police vehicles. And if you think about it, what's the point in playing your private server if everyone is just driving around in normal public server police cars? Having liveries gives people a reason to join onto your server. That's why I think it is a 10 out of 10. And that is despite the 650 Robux price tag that comes with this Game Pass. They price this very expensive because they know people will buy it. Like I just said, it literally revolutionizes your ERLC server, and you need it if you want to have a good roleplay server. So it is expensive, but if you want a good server, you're just gonna have to buy it and deal with it. Now these last two are a little bit interesting. Custom ELS for 350 Robux. I am afraid I'm gonna have to give this one a 3 out of 10 in terms of value for money. So let's take a look at what you can do with this custom ELS pattern. Now as you can see, this is kind of crazy. It's very, very advanced, and I also think quite unnecessary, but we have a full thing here. Now I've never really used this too much, so I don't exactly know really how it works exactly, but what I do know is that you can kind of add your own things. So if we want blue, for example, we can click here and have one blue light, and as you can see, every time it goes there it will flash. And if we add one like every other one here, we can kind of do like this quickly. As you can see, every time it goes over one of these, it will light up on one of these bits. And then you have all these different things which you can select, which will just do different patterns. This is every single individual ELS light you possibly have on your car. This takes a long time to figure out, but unfortunately it's just not worth it. It's very, very unnecessary, and unless you have a really big private server, you don't need this. I'm gonna have to rank this one at the bottom. I don't think there's any purpose in buying this, especially as you're starting out your server. If it's really big and you're looking for ways to specifically fine-tune it to be the perfect server, then fine, I'd recommend it. But for starting out, if you're debating which pass to get, skip this one. It's just not needed at all. And for 350 Robux, there's definitely better packs out there. And the final one on this list will be the API pack. Now this uses third-party bots to connect to your private server to perform actions and view real-time information remotely. Now coming in at a 600 Robux price tag, I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. I think this is very, very dependent on what server you have. If you have a server that is full a lot of the time and you also don't have that many staff members, I think this can be good. If you have a server that is very active and is always normally very, very full, then I would recommend this. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't. Just get some staff, some moderators to moderate your private server instead of having this. I can't show you exactly what this does because I don't have it connected to any of my private servers, but I can explain it as best as I can. So there are some third-party bots that you can connect to your ERLC server, and what that can do is allow you to perform actions remotely, usually through Discord, even if you're not in game. For example, if someone needs to be banned from your server, but there are no admins online, and let's say you are at a cafe and you don't have access to your PC and you don't have Roblox on your phone in this use case, well, you can go on Discord and you can use this bot and you can ban that person remotely from Discord without actually without actually needing to join into the game. If you don't have the bot, you have to come in to the private server and ban them that way. If you have the bot, you can do it straight through Discord really, really easily. You can also do other things such as view your player count, or you can view who your mods are, or view who's online in your server. Loads and loads of other useful features, so it can be very, very good. But it really depends on what server you're in and if your server has a lot of players. If it doesn't have a lot of players and you're just starting out, spend that Robux elsewhere. Maybe spend it on ads. That would probably be more effective. But if you have loads of players, then I would recommend getting this because it is useful and it can help you with moderating and keeping your server to a high roleplay standard. But let me know what you think about all of these game passes. One that isn't on here that is kind of worth noting is the Sonoran CAD. Now this is an advanced dispatch system for ERLC, so you can do so many insane, crazy things on here. As you can see, this is a proper, fully custom, advanced, extremely detailed roleplay thing dispatch system for your server. This is only good if you have very, very highly trained, good police officers on there that all work together. This is hard to set up. It costs, I think it's like $10 per month or something if you actually want this in your server, and you can't buy it with Robux, of course. So very advanced, very, very confusing to set up. I haven't spoke about it properly, but if you do really run a good dispatch system, then that is something to consider as well. But again, for most people, I'd probably pass on that because it's a real life monthly subscription, I believe. Anyway, I could be wrong on that. I've never really used it. But thank you very much for watching. Let me know which game pass you think is the best for your private server, or maybe your top 3 if you're starting a brand new server, or which 3 you find the most useful. Whatever, just let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this video helped you out in some way, or hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.